From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Thursday, February 1st. Hello, sunshine. Finally, the sun is here in central Indiana after 10 days of clouds, and guess what? That sun is bringing warm-feeling weather. 40s to low 50s today. Say goodbye to those clouds. Say goodbye to the dreary days. We have sunshine. Get your sunglasses and enjoy. Police say they need your help to find a vicious dog that killed an 85-year-old man on the east side. The attack happened this week. 2 dogs were involved. Now IMPD is searching for the owner of both. Animal Control spent Wednesday scouring the neighborhood near 21st Street and Arlington Boulevard looking for the missing dog. They describe it as a brown pit bull. Officers say that 2 dogs attacked and killed Willie Mundine outside of his home on Tuesday. 1 dog was captured after the attack. Mundine's family tells us they've seen the dogs in the neighborhood for more than a week. News 8 also spoke with a man who says he was also attacked and had called Animal Control in the past. Investigators are now trying to build a case against the dog's owner, but tells us it may be too early for charges.
Showing that there's a pattern of that aggressive behavior, showing that if there is an owner of this dog, them getting out multiple times, not being on a leash, not being contained. Those are things that we take into consideration. We will write into that report.
City leaders say anyone involved in a dog attack should call 911 immediately. If you see the dog from this case, you're asked to call the Mayor's Action Center or Crime Stoppers. A local doctor wants the packaging on nicotine pouches to change to deter teens from using them. The pouches are popular on TikTok. Doctors say they're small packets that go in the mouth between the lip and gums and are often flavored. They also have bright colored packaging. Dr. Sarah Bauer at Riley Hospital for Children says the packaging appeals to young people and warns that the products are tobacco-free but not consequence-free.
It affects brain centers such that are important for learning, for memory. Nicotine use in adolescence has been associated with mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. And nicotine dependence is associated with irritability, restlessness, feeling anxious, feeling depressed.
She says the pouches are not FDA approved to help people quit smoking, but they are marketed as an alternative to cigarettes. New on Daybreak, there are new child support calculations in Indiana, and experts say they could change your family's budget. News 8's Brittany Noble spoke with an attorney about the changes that started in the new year.
Well, federal laws require Indiana to review the guidelines about a standard of support for kids. Legal experts say this is the most significant update that's occurred in quite some time. The Indiana Supreme Court adopted new calculations based on new data. People who make less money may pay less in child support, while high-income earners could pay 12 to 17% more. We spoke with an attorney with Church, Hiddle, and Antrim, who says the new changes are needed.
Overall, the calculation has been revamped and based on data that is, frankly, decades newer and is more accurate. So under the old guidelines, they were actually based upon 1970s information that looked at the amount of money that families spent on primarily food expenditures and how those expenditures changed from whether you had 1 child to 2 children to 8 children.
The new changes will not be automatic. Parents must provide the court with a reason for deviating from the calculated amount. We have all the details about the new child support calculator on our website, wishtv.com. I'm Brittany Noble reporting for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for more updates.
Also new, a potential tax break for parents and businesses is now moving to the Senate. The House of Representatives passed the bill yesterday. It would temporarily expand the child tax credit for lower-income families and allow them to claim more. Starting this year, the credit would also be adjusted for inflation, bumping the credit over 3 years with a maximum of $2,100 per child in 2025. The bill would also revive some expired corporate benefits. Now it's up to the Senate.
Really struggled the first couple of days. I really struggled. I was depressed, because I was thinking, what are we going to do? How are we going to readjust our lives to go back to barely making it.
That's an Indiana mom talking about the consequences to her family if a state program goes away. Bethany Johnson's son has spinal muscular atrophy, which requires special machine and near constant care. The family is one of many that rely on a program through the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration that pays an hourly rate to relatives who care for children with medically complex special needs. State leaders are getting rid of the program to cut back on Medicaid costs. The FSSA has proposed a different plan that would pay by day rather than by hour. Johnson says it would not come close to meeting the needs of her son. The FSSA is taking comment on the new idea until February 16th. The ACLU has filed a lawsuit against several Henry County jail officials. The suit is on behalf of a former inmate named Stacy Smith. The ACLU says Smith was in jail after a mental health crisis. The suit makes several claims of misconduct and harassment. One example, it says officers forced her to strip in front of a camera, then shared the pictures with other inmates and staffers. The ACLU says in a statement, the actions against Ms. Smith by jail officials were unprovoked, humiliating, and caused severe psychological pain. Soon you will be able to drive on College Avenue downtown in both directions. City leaders say the road work is done and it will reopen later this month. They made that announcement yesterday. Crews started the work in the spring of last year. They converted College between Market and St. Clair from one-way to two-way traffic. Project also adds protected bike lanes and rapid flashing crosswalk signals. The DPW director says the goal is to make the roads safer and a place where people want to go.
That means lower speeds, better options for walking and biking, and overall safer streets. Infrastructure built not only for motor vehicles, but for families and friends to be able to enjoy with peace of mind.
City leaders expect College Avenue to fully open in mid-February. The U.S. government is doubling down in its blame of Iran for the deadly drone attacks in Jordan. Military officials now say an Islamic resistance group in Iraq, backed by Iran, is responsible for the death of 3 American soldiers. The deadly attack on Sunday also injured more than 40 people at a base in Jordan. Iran has denied any involvement, but President Joe Biden says the country is responsible because it supplied the weapons. President Biden is now trying to decide how to respond to the attacks while not escalating tensions in the Middle East.
I don't think we need a wider war in the Middle East. That's not what I'm looking for.
He also says he thinks it's important to respond in an appropriate way. A Pennsylvania case where a man accused of beheading his father and posting the gruesome video online for hours is raising questions about what can be put on social media platforms and how posts are screened before they're uploaded. Investigators say 32-year-old Justin Mon is under arrest for killing his father, 68-year-old Michael Mon, on Tuesday evening. Police say Mon used a machete in the murder, then posted a 14-minute video onto YouTube showing him holding up the severed head. The video was on the platform for several hours and gained more than 5,000 views before it was taken down. YouTube said in a statement that it has strict policies prohibiting graphic violence, that the video was removed, and that Justin Mon's account was terminated in accordance with their policy. Alec Baldwin has pleaded not guilty to refiled manslaughter charges in New Mexico. The counts stem from the deadly shooting on a movie set in 2021. Baldwin was holding the gun when the shot killed the cinematographer and wounded the director. Prosecutors initially filed charges against Baldwin and the film's weapons expert, then dropped the claim against Baldwin and have now filed it once again. All month long, we're celebrating Black History Month here on Wish TV. We're highlighting the places and people you can celebrate right here in our community. Daybreak's Jeremy Jenkins takes us to the Crispus Attucks Museum.
Today, we're at Crispus Attucks Museum. It was opened back in 1998, and it took 8 years to put together. Not only does it showcase all of the rich history about Crispus Attucks High School, the city's first segregated high school when it opened back in 1927, it also showcases all of the rich history throughout our city.
From the achievement of alum like Oscar Robinson to storied jazz greats like Wes Montgomery, there's a variety of things on display, especially in the museum's newest edition, the anti-lynching exhibits of 1935. Through photos and art, visitors can get a glimpse at our community's connection to America's troubling history.
If you would like to check out all of the exhibits or look into more facts, just head over to our website. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
I've been eating White Castles for over 80 years.
A lifetime in the making, a Columbus, Indiana man was inducted into the White Castle Cravers Hall of Fame yesterday. I caught up with him. Take a listen.
Let's welcome in Stuart Cundiff. Thanks for being here. This is very exciting. You're one of 11 inductees into the Cravers Hall of Fame with White Castle. How are you feeling?
Honored. I think that's the best word, honored.
Honored. You have a history at White Castle. Can you tell me about it?
80 years. I've been having White Castles for 80 years, a little over 80 years, as a matter of fact. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky on Christmas Eve, 1938. My dad was a Louisville fireman, working the 24 on, 24 off shift. But Dad decided that he was going to do something special for Christmas Eve birthday. So he arranged with another fireman that Dad would always have Christmas Eve off and the other fireman would always have Christmas Day off. So that set up a tradition that we celebrated. I say we, my family, celebrated Christmas Eve and Christmas on Christmas Eve, my birthday, and go have White Castles.
Krispy Kreme announced 4 new donut offerings for Valentine's Day this year, fittingly all in the shape of a heart. The Donuts dozen box can be personalized as it includes space for a handwritten note for the Valentine's Day recipient. Sounds like it would be pretty yummy, too. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.